Good morning, TCCA. That was an amazing keynote. If you got to see it, if you didn't, you missed out. You don't get to see it again. But we have a great presenter coming on for you right now. My name is Chad Cochran. I am a DLS in Aldine. I'll pull your screen up in a second. Sorry, I already had that up there. Um, I have a co-host. Her name is Shamila Robinson. She'll be monitoring the comments. If you have a question during the presentation or a comment, you want to say great job, good job, go ahead and put that in the comments. And I can see that there are already 4 comments in there. All right, a bunch of good mornings. Good mornings to all of y'all. I'm not going to waste any more of your time because we have a great presenter. Her name is Crystal Stolte. And I think I said that right. I might have emphasized the E a little too much, but it's your show. Take it away. Rock
All
on.
right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Crystal Stolte, and I am a pre-K teacher at an HISD. I have also previously taught computer to pre-K through 8th grade in a private school setting, and I do have a master's in curriculum education and also a master's in technology education. So I won't hold up any more time, but I'll get started. So I just kind of have an agenda here of what I'm planning on going over. For Seesaw in the elementary classroom, I've predominantly only used it in pre-K, but I actually shared it out last year when we went to remote to my fellow colleagues into kindergarten and 1st grade, and they loved it as well. So I'll get started. Excuse me. So the first thing, I'll just go over how to create an account. And so if you go to seesaw.com, it will just automatically send you to their page, and then you can just click and sign up for free. Easy peasy, right? You will click on I am a teacher, and then you can create your account here. You can sign up with Google if you have one, or it's just an email. I just use a random Gmail account that our school district, that's not related to my school district, kind of. And yeah, so if you want to do that right now, if you haven't done that, I'll give you a moment to do that, and I will sign into my account. Well, let me see if I can. I don't know if it'll let me create an account. Maybe create one with a different email address. I don't know. It's not going to let me do that one because I have that one already. I'll just do my school one. .org, create a password, and create a teacher account. And yeah, so you would type in what your class name is. I'll just do pre-K test, and you can choose what grade level you teach, pre-K, and then you can also import from Google Classrooms. I don't use that, so I'm not familiar with it, but I'm sure it's probably pretty easy. And you can create your classroom. So there you go. You've got your class. So I'll give you, if you want to, if anyone has any questions about just creating that real quick, I can answer them, or are we good to go on? All right, I'll say that as we're good to go on. All right, so it's easy to build on a computer or on a device, phone, iPhone, iPad, any kind of Android tablet. And what I love about Seesaw is that it looks the same on all the different devices. What I'm seeing here on my computer screen, when I show you my iPad in a moment, it looks exactly the same. When I've been on an Android device, it looks exactly the same. So that's one thing I've loved about Seesaw, is that it's the same across all the different platforms and devices. And I have found that makes it so easy for the kids to use and the families to use last year when we went to remote and stuff. So we'll quickly go over, I'll just go a tour of the app here. Excuse me. So this right now, this is your teacher's dashboard, what the teacher sees. The kids see something a little bit different, and I'll show you what the kids see in a little bit. But it's pretty similar, actually, what the kids see and what you see. There's a few things that they don't see on their screen. Like I said, I'll show you that in a moment when I show you how students sign in and stuff. So the first thing is you have the journal, and this is where all the students' work will be. And it'll be kind of like, it's like a mass journal. It will, let me log out this one and sign into my actual account so you can see it real quick. And if you sign out, it's easy to sign back in. There we go. Okay. So here is what my classroom looked like last year, and this is what it looks like from my view. So I had the journal. Like I said, it's where all the kids would post all their stuff. I'll share Jace's. You can click on a kid, and it will show everything that they've done throughout the year. And so you can scroll through all of just specific kids. If you go to class journal, it will show all the kids and what they've done. Then you have activities, and these are all the activities that you have assigned to the class. One note to make here is that you can only have, if you don't have the premium account, if you just have the free account, you can only have 100 activities saved into your class. You can assign more, you just have to delete them, and I'll go over that in a moment. And then the inbox is if there's any messages from parents or what you send to the family. So like what I did a lot last year was I made a morning message of like what they're going to do for the day, and the week or the day. I kind of think I did mostly the day until the last week of school, obviously. And I would kind of go over what they're going to do, and then I kind of would give them a morning message, kind of giving an general overview of what they're supposed to do. The skills here is a premium feature, so I do not have it. You can get, I think it's a 90-day free trial premium if you want to try it out and see if it's worth you to purchase. I actually did, I think last year when the school year went to remote, or we got everyone, was not on campus, I was able to get the premium and I think they had it worked out the perfect amount of time that we're using it. Just one caveat, I am not using this right now in my classroom because our school district is more Teams focused, Microsoft Teams. So we're using that, and we just felt like we didn't want to overwhelm all the parents with giving them different types of platforms. I hopefully will try to incorporate it into my classrooms later this year as the families get comfortable and teachers get comfortable with all the different ways we're teaching. So that's the basic tour of it. Here's where the add sign is, where you would always add. You can post students' work. So I would do that sometimes too. If I saw some in the classroom, I saw a kid doing something great, I would click on this on my phone, take a picture of it, and then just upload it to their account. You can assign activities here, and then send the announcements. That's where I was showing you where the inbox was, where I would send the announcement of what they were learning that day, like here as well. So those are your three things there in the plus sign. The little gear here is where you are going to set up and control your class. So I'll go over that real quick. So here's where you can add students. You can add the family members, where the family members are going to be, they get a different app. So I guess I need to go back. If you download this app onto a device, like a phone or a tablet, you need to make sure you choose the Seesaw class app, and the families will choose, I believe it's Seesaw family. It tells them when the families log into the Seesaw. Excuse me. So with the little gear, you can set your class name, your grade level. If you created your first account, it already kind of does that. You can manage teachers. You can add teachers to it. So last year, we added our ancillary teachers. I believe you can add only up to 5 teachers. I think that's the most we could get last year. And then you can change your icon. You can upload an image of it. You can change the color of your theme. Student sign-in mode, it depends on how you're going to set up your class. So last year in the classroom, we only had 3 devices. So the kids shared the devices, and once it signs them in, they're signed in. But when you share the devices, it's a different little bit approach. So when they take a picture or a video of their account, afterwards they will click on their name. However, if you choose to one-to-one devices, which will probably be more now since we're not sharing devices in classrooms, the student's code, they just sign in with their code at the very beginning, and as long as they don't sign out, it keeps them signed in. So that's really great for, especially for the little ones, because they're not constantly having to go find their QR code or know a login code or anything like that. They also, if they have a Google or the school district has, I think they even have Clever. If it's set up through Clever, the students can sign in that way. I personally like the one-to-one sign in. Like I said, you just sign it in one time at the very beginning. As long as you don't sign out, it keeps you signed in. And the share devices also, one worked very well too, because the kids knew I just signed the device in one time to our class. And then when the kids took a picture of their device, they just knew to go through and then click on their name. And it was also great, like if a group of kids were working together on something, they could click all of their names. So if I had 3 kids that built something, they would all click their names on it to say that they all can do it together. You also can get home learning codes. So if you're doing remote, you just click here and you'll say get home learning codes. Excuse me. And you can print the codes, download the codes, test run it out. All the students I teach, I just downloaded the codes and sent a screenshot of it to my families at home. That was the easiest for me. I have 2 classes here, so you can have more than 1 class too. So I have my test run class. So we'll go to that one real quick. So I've already set up some students. So like I'll show you again how you can set up a student. So we'll go over here to the gear, click on add student. And this is where I was saying where you would have the students sign in. So you can print this out and post it up in the classroom, and all they do, you show it to them, they come with their device, they take a picture of the code, and then it signs them in. And this is a code if you don't have this code. So it's tells you how to do it. And that's one thing I love about Seesaw. It's very user-friendly. Their help area is very user-friendly. It's very helpful. They can, anything in there, you can get help from people. I think I had asked for help last year at one point. They tell you everything you need to do, really. And so that's one thing I love about Seesaw, is that it's so user-friendly. Now this code does expire. That's the time limit. You have an hour. The home learning codes, they do not expire after so many days. I think they don't expire. So that's one reason why if you might send these out if you're doing the remote. The home learning code, the other codes here work as well too for remote learning. If you're doing the one-to-one device, it's just you have to be mindful, or the families you need to be mindful that it does expire, that code. So after an hour, that code will no longer be active for the kid. So that's why they've given the option of the home learning codes, because those codes do not expire unless you reset them. Any questions so far? I know I'm kind of going fast over that because I wanted to show y'all some more nitty-gritty stuff of Seesaw. Okay. All right, so I'll go over how to add students. So to add students, you can just type the student in and add them. You can make paste a list of students' names. So I'll just do, I don't know, I'll type some of my family members' names in. So you can just type the kids' names in. I just always do their first names for my classroom. There's no point for me, I felt like, to add last names. So it adds them automatically. It gives them a little icon. If you saw in my earlier when I had Jace, I do add their photo just because it makes it easier for the kids the way I had it set up previously for them to find their name. Since I did teach pre-K, they're still learning to recognize their name. Some of my colleagues, they did use just the icons. They didn't put their pictures because they do learn their icons. But I felt like just to make it easier for myself, I just add their photos. And that was actually much easier for me to do, to add their photos on like my phone or the tablet, because if you're familiar with how you have to upload photos, I guess I can show you here. You can icon, you can change the icon, you can use a photo, you have to, you can use the camera or upload an image. Whereas, on a phone, it's easier because you can just take the photo right then and there and it's done. Computers, it's not as easy. If you're been experiencing with it, it's not as easy to add a photo from the computer. You have to, find it on your computer and find the file and stuff like that. Whereas, on the phone, it takes you straight to your, especially iPhones and iPads, it takes you directly to your photos. Okay, so you can edit your students. So here's my dog Chalk. You can put their last name if you want. The display name, you can change their display name if you want. Like I just showed you the icon here, you can change it. You can make it where it's just their initials. You can have a pic icon, or you can upload a photo. If they have an email address, you can add a student's email address in here. Here's where you can add the family members. So if you want to connect a family member, so I can connect a family member. So I haven't turned on the family access, so I need to turn on that one. Not hard at all. So invite a family member. So here I can add, I'll just add my dad's name. Or yeah. CBA. Probably gonna get this email later and he's gonna be like, what is this, Crystal? All right, so then you can just invite family members. And so when they invite the family members, the parents at home or the family members can see what their child has done, and they only see their child's work. They will not see any of their classmates unless, well, even if you set it up on the home devices, I'll show you how you can set it up where the kids only see their work. But this is if you're in the classroom and you have the parents at home because they're not seeing their devices, or you can see this. This is what I used a lot in the past because, like I said, we shared a device in the classroom and the parents can see it, and they would make comments to their child's journal, or they could just kind of see what their child was learning, did at school today. So that's the sign in. I can show you, I'm going to show you real quick how the kids will sign, how you add a kid. Now, I'll show you how the kids log in through the phone. Let me log in as Karen. So get the home learning code. Let's just do the home learning code. Download codes. See if this gives me all of them or if it's just, hold on, I think it gives me all of it. Oh no, download, run, test. Test run, that's the class I'm in right now, sorry. Save. Open it. Okay, so here's the home learning codes. I would just show them the PDF. Where's Karen? So I would show them the PDF. I would send them a picture of this. I tell them this is how you can log in. So if I log in with my device here, I'm going to show, let's make the screen a little bit smaller. And there is my tablet. Okay. So for a kid to sign in, they will click on, oops, I can't get this out. There you go. They would click on, I'm a student. So they're going to tap on, I'm a student. And then they will scan their code. Or they can type in that text, that code that's right here as well, if you notice that. All right. So, no, I don't want the notifications. No thanks. All right, so here is what a student will be seeing. Let me make this small real quick so you can see. Small. So this is what a student will be, what a student will be seeing on their screen. Okay, so see how it was logged in. The student's logged in. If they close the app, let me close the app, and they come back to it, Seesaw, it keeps them logged in. It doesn't log them out unless they click on sign out. then they would have to scan that code and sign themselves back in. But if it's their own device, they don't need to sign out. I'm not going to even worry about sharing devices because of the time we're in. So assuming that kids have their own device or if it's in the classroom. So this is what it would be looking like for them. Again, like they said, they have their journal, they have the activities that the teacher posts, and then they have their inbox where they would see those announcements that you did in the, where you did, let's close this up. So I guess I'll share a side by side here. So here is when you posted your journal. What you see, that's what they see. Oops, that's what they see. There's nothing in her journal. And I can see that in Karen's. There's nothing in her journal. Activities. Here's the activities posted. Here's where the teacher views you've posted the activities. Like I said, it's very similar. Inbox, if I send an announcement, so I can send it to all students. You can send it to all students and family members, or you can just send it to students. Hello, send now. And now when she comes to her inbox, there it is showing up from myself. So the child will see it on their end if you want to send the announcement. They get the notifications too, just like you will get the notifications. Okay. Is there any questions about student setup? Okay. All right. Well, let me show you how to create an activity. This is where it's the fun part. I'm sure what you're waiting to learn about. So to create, we'll just go back to journal. To create an activity, like I said earlier, you're going to click on the plus sign here. You can assign an activity. And here are activities that I have done last year. You also can browse Seesaw's community of activities. So I did this. I showed my colleagues last year. I was like, you know what? Let's just, at the very beginning, try to do this. See if you can find an activity. And it made it so much easier for them to learn it. So getting started with Seesaw in pre-K. Since you can search by your grade level. So if you want to go to second grade, all subjects, you can even choose what subjects you want. So getting started, I just did this one at the very beginning just to introduce it to my families as well. So it gives them easy activities, shows them what to do. You click on it. Activity 1 shows what you map. And then all you have to do is click assign. And you click to what class you want to assign it to. Assign to one class. Scheduling, you have to have the premium account if you want to schedule. I'm pretty sure schedule. Yeah, you need the premium account, and you can buy it for 1 year for $120. You can get it, like I said, I think you can get it free for 90 days right now. So it's assigned to this class. And then let's see here. And Karen's, here's Karen's, the students. And so it's showing activity 1. Here's what she sees. You can add voice instructions. I don't know if it's going to make the sound because I'm connected to my device, my iPad. Oh, no. Let's see. No. Okay. Oops. All right. So it does play it if I wasn't connected. You can tap on it, and it'll show a larger view of it. And this is what, like I said, the child will see. So they only see their own. So she can add a response, and she can take a photo of something. You can take a photo of it. You can turn your camera around. You see me. Hi again. So I could take a photo of myself. Put that in there. They can draw on the photo. So a lot of things, activities I had for my kids is they would take a photo of themselves, and then I would have them draw something on there on themselves. They can add text to it, their photo. They can add a voice recording. And Hello, my name's Ms. Stolte. Done. I'm going to tell you, my students were finding out all different kinds of things to do with Seesaw. We're getting so creative in their responses that by the end of the year, I just kind of left it up to them of how they wanted to respond a lot of activities. And they were loving it. You can make a video recording and put it in there. You can upload one. And like I was saying, if you're on your devices, it's easy because it goes straight to your photos there. So you can upload a photo. We'll go when we went to the marathon. And you can they can add lots of photos to it and puts them all in there. I know it's kind of crazy looking right now what I have in here, but so you can do that. They can view the instructions inside the activity as they're responding. So if they forget, they can go back and look and they can play the instructions as well. They can add a voice caption. They can draw on it. They can change the colors, write their names, do whatever. They can erase it, their writings. They can zoom in. I think this one cuts it, I think, or I'm not even sure. They can undo. Like I'm saying, the kids, they find out more about how to do or add responses than you even think is capable. My students were showing me things last year that I didn't even know they could do that in their responses. They don't like it. They can trash it and delete it and start over. They're happy with what they did. They click the check mark right here. That's what I would teach my little ones. Just clicking that check mark until you find what you want, when it tells you you're done. Like when we share the devices, there's a lot more clicking that check mark than there is when it's just their own device. So here it is. It says it's waiting for approval. So I have it set up and the thing that the kids can only see, let's go back here, where it says over here. So it says students send and like comments. They can send and like comments. Right now, my students can see each other's work. You can turn this off. When you do the home learning, it sets this to the off button so the kids cannot see each other's work. So if you're in the classroom and you're fine with each other seeing their work, you can leave it on. So now I won't be able to see any of the others. This child, Karen, would not be able to see any of her classmates' work. So when she goes to the journal, I don't think I have any other student stuff in here anyways, but they would not be able to see it. She would only see her work. And like I said, I signed her in as the home learning, so she wasn't going to be able to see it anyways. New items require approval. I always leave this one on for my kids, and I recommend setting it on for your kids, so that way you always look at it before it shows up in the main journal for all the kids to see, and that you can see monitoring what the kids are posting. So yeah, I leave that one there. Edit items, the kids can edit the items. So here as I am Karen, I can come click on those three little dots, the menu. I can edit my post. I can edit the people in the folder. I can add a comment to it. I can save it to a folder, set it up to save it to a certain folder. That's more of on a teacher end, setting up the folders, I believe. One of my colleagues did that just to kind of keep some of her stuff organized. I didn't really. If that's something you want to explore, I'll let you explore that on your own time. Like I said, Seesaw's help is very intuitive and very user-friendly. So, you just could type that into their search and it'll pop up with what you need to know. So that's what enable student examples. So you can enable this sample student if you want. So that's why I was saying it needs approval. So that's why it's telling her on her end that it's waiting for teacher's approval. So let's go back to me as a teacher. So it tells me right here that I am let's just move this out of the way so we won't get confused. So it's telling me right here that as the teacher, I am waiting for teacher's approval. One response is waiting for teacher's approval. You get the here 2, yes, 1 waiting for full 0 drafts. I have 8 students that haven't responded, 0 responses. This was assigned this day, assigned to all these students. You can individually assign if you want to differentiate, assign certain lessons to certain students, activities to certain students. You can come over here also to archive, edit the activity. You can add it to a folder. You can get student links where you can send it to the students if you need to. Pin it to the top so it's like the first activity kids see. Print the activity as well. So review. So you can click on it and it shows you all the students and it shows you which, you can get a general overview of which students have responded to the activity and which ones have not. So here it's showing me that Karen is the only one that has responded. I click on it as the teacher. I can preview it. Hello, my name is Ms. Stolte. There it goes. It shows. I would always like the kids' work just so that they know that I saw it. I would add a comment to some of them. I might just type it in. With my little ones, I would just always typically just do a voice recording. So you can do a voice recording comment. You click down here, record. It starts recording. You push the pause. If you're done with it, if you like it, you click the check mark. You can add more to it. And then if you don't like it, you just hit the delete. So like I said, it's user-friendly. The check mark, add that. So now the student has this on her end. She can hear it, see it. And I got to move something out of the way. There we go. So you can, here's where you say approve. You can send it back to the student if they need to work on it. They get that comment as well. So you could say, you need to correct this and this and send it back. You can delete it. With my little ones, sometimes I had to delete stuff because they would accidentally send me things of feet, just, accidental photos of things. So I would just delete them. I didn't send them back to the kids. There was no point with my babies. I would just delete it. So I can click here and approve it. I like Miss Karen's post, approve. And so then on her side, where did that go? Oops, there we go. On her side, if she goes back to her journal, just updates it, it tells her that's not waiting any longer for her approval. And she can hear the comment that I posted in there, and she can even respond back with a comment. So my kids would do that as well. They would respond back with lots of fun comments to me or tell me thank you or add on to it. If I would ask them a question in my comment, I might ask them like, where did you find that? If they took a picture of something cool or whatever. Now, also as the students, they can just add whatever every day they want. So in the classroom, I really didn't assign activities because like I said, that it only allows you to add 100 activities. You can go delete old activities and they still show up in the journals for the kids, but it does not save it into your activities. Let me go back to here so I can show you how we add an activity. Assign an activity. This is where your activities are always posted when you assign the activity. So like I was saying, you can only have 100. See, it says I'm having 100. I try to click a new one. I'm going to get the thing that I need to upgrade. So what I go in and do sometimes, I will go in and delete, remove from my library. You can add it to a collection. You can copy and edit the activity. So since I got this from theirs, I could copy and change it. I would do that too with an activity so on one day they were doing the letter S, the next day they were doing the letter M, but it's the same activity, it's just a different letter. I would just copy and edit it. There's no point to retype it all, right? You can print the activity, you can share the activity. So sometimes my colleagues and we would share the activities. Let me see if I can find one real quick in here, activities. I know there's one in there from Miss M. So you can view all your 100 activities. And let's see here. I know there's one. Oh, here we go. Thumbs up, Brimey. So this was an activity actually from my colleague. She made this on her end. And so all she did was share the activity. She clicked on share the activity. She could email it to me. We would just copy the links and get teacher link and copy it. She would send it to us. I would click on it on my screen. So let's just do that. Control V, click on it. And I could save the activity now to my account. But I obviously can't right now because I've reached the 100. But I could save it into my activities here, and it would show up in my activities. So then I could use it and edit it if I wanted to from her. Let me just delete this one so I can show you how to create a new activity. All right, so you want to create your own activity like I've done here with the grouchy ladybug. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So my library, create an activity. You type in what the activity is. Sample activity. You type in your instructions. All right, so this is how to complete an activity, or to create, this is how you to create an activity. The fun thing, I know that you may have noticed on some of my things that I had the little icons in my things for the kids so they know what buttons to push. Seesaw, let's go to it real quick. Seesaw gives you little codes that you can put into the thing. So I would tell the kids, I give them step-by-step instructions, and you just do this. So to do this, to use these shortcuts in the student section report, type in the text shortcut and it will transform into the icon after you choose save. So I would just tell them, take a photo. So then I would type that in. So let's see that. Take a photo. And then I would just put the little icon in. I think, what is it? Photo. I had these memorized last year. Photo, done. And then when I hit save and shows up to the kids, they'll see it, and I'll show it to you in a moment, or I can just hit save real quick. So when you see the activity, see how it has that icon so that they know that's the instructions of what they need to do. Especially with my babies, they can't read, obviously. Well, some of the pre-cares may be able to read by the end of the year. But the icons, it just makes it so much easier for especially the little ones, or the ones that are still learning to read, because they love icon, they're icon based, they know photos. And it also helps the parents at home if they're helping them as well, because they can see just, okay, I know what button I need to push for photo or video or draw. You can add voice instructions. So I would add that too if I was not adding a video. So you could add, you just click the button to record your audio. This is how to create an example of an activity. Pause it, you can preview it. It's already saved. You can come over here and download it, trash it. You can, if you just delete it, you have to redo it. Add multimedia instructions or examples. So here is where you could add a photo of your example. You could add a drawing into it. And that just looks like exactly what I was showing earlier with the students on how they would draw the photos, so that you can upload the things, you can upload what it needs to look like. So if you're doing a graphic organizer and you want to show an example of how it looks like, you can put it here. You can upload a video, or you can make a video of what your instructions are, or you can upload a video and you could just drag it and drop it. Let's see, I think I have a quick video I can just drag and drop from my screen. And it would have a video of what you can do. You can add multiple pages. If you click down here, you can add another page to it if you have the premium account. That's why I keep forgetting sometimes some of the stuff that I could do, because I had the premium account last year for a while. Anyways, and you can add some edits to it. You can type it in. Type it in, example. And when you're done with it, you just click the check mark. My only issues, last year I had a hard time on my computer when I was creating activities, uploading videos. If I had video examples of modeling how to do something, I don't know if that was just my internet or if it was Seesaw or what it was. I had a much easier time of actually uploading the videos that modeling the stuff for kids on my phone or my tablet. So a lot of times I would just leave it on my phone because that's usually where I recorded it on, and I would just create most of the activity on the computer, and then I would come to the phone and just do that because, like I said, you can edit it, and I would just add the video there.
Crystal, yeah, sorry, you have 10 minutes. You got 10
Okay,
minutes.
thank you. All right. Last thing I kind of really also want to show with you is the templates. So for adding the templates, this is where you can create something for the kids to respond to. So you can have a photo that you want them to, you can take a photo and say, tell me what you see in this photo. You have a template that you can make. I'll make a quick circle map right here. I would do this a lot for the kids. Do another one. You can change it, edit it. You just click those 3 little dots. That's where you edit. You can change it to a line. Put it in there. You can add the text. Type it in. Circle map. Voila. There it is. The kids can fill it out. Click the check mark. It's a template for the kids to respond to and edit. So when they see it on their end, they'll respond to it. You can add some more options. You can add the skills. Like I said, that's a premium thing. You can also, let me delete this template so I can show you how to add another template. You can upload them from your Google Drive or from your computer. So I would create a lot of my templates for my Google Drive. Let's see here. Here we go, pets. We just did this the other day in my class. So you can add this to pets. Here's our circle map that we would do of that. Like I said, that was just from my Google Drive account. I click the check mark. I save it. And then I can assign it to my students. Assign it. It's showing up here. We'll go view Karen's so she can see it. Let me get back on my iPad. So here it's telling her she has a class announcement, a notification. It's probably telling her that she's Miss Stolte. I added a voice comment to her thing. Activities, here's her new activity. So she clicks on it, waiting for a response, looks at the activity. Karen, add a response. She needs to click on the add the response. And there's the template that she can add a photo of it. So we're talking about pets. She can upload a photo. Let's see here. Add the photo of my puppy here. So talking about pets, you can add the photo if they have their own pets. A lot of my students would do this. They would just add their photos themselves, find photos. They can copy and paste. Actually, if they're on the computers, they can just drag and drop a photo from the internet as well. And they can type it in there. She can click check. It comes to me. It's uploading on her end. Hopefully it doesn't take forever on my end. Might take a while because of the computer and I'm streaming stuff. So yeah, I will just show up on my end. I'll give it a moment. So I can show you some quick ideas of what my students did. Show Jace because I have permission from his mom. So jellyfish. I made a video of how the kids could, and you can link YouTube videos into your things.
Hey guys, I have a fun activity for you.
So I showed them how to make a jellyfish. Here are some ideas from Pinterest. You can add pins into it. Add the responses. Click on the top to add a response. The kid tap that. Click on the photo. Share a photo of your jellyfish. Tap on the microphone to record your description, and then tap the green check to add to your journal. So the kids knew what to do. Here's Jace's. I don't think he added the video, but let's see here. He loved making the little videos. Response to animals in the ocean. I think they had to watch a video. Here's a link to a video. They had to watch it and tell me what did they learn from the video. And his little video response.
Know about sea lions. Sea lions like to Stand for dipping bin, and my diving in the ocean for dipping cats food.
So I loved it because my kids could respond with videos to anything. You could get their ones of things. I just also, they had to do Imagine Math, and I just told them, send me a check, thumbs up that you worked on it. Here they did begin picture sound. So he found things that start with N.
This is N. It starts with Netflix, Ninja Turtles, and Nose.
And this little baby, he was doing a lot of doing all this work. So I showed him here how to do it. I did the video, my video, and
so you're going to identify a letter in your house. So I see the letter M. So I'm going to write the letter M in both the uppercase and in the lowercase. Now what you're going to do is you're either going to draw or find some pictures of at least 3 things that begin with the letter M. So what sound does M make? It makes a
just jug through it. So here I was just dragging and dropping photos from the internet when I made this, typing them in. And the kids were able to do it. So some of the kids drew it, some of the kids found pictures, some of them did their own. So, I mean, I loved it because they were able to show me what they were learning, and it was a fun way for them to do it. They could, and they had fun doing it as well. I had a lot of the parents were telling me, my kid loved making the videos. They want to keep making videos. They like taking the pictures and stuff. And the babies were able to do it. Like the parents kind of just had to help them a little bit at home, but for the most part, they might have had to help them with learning what the activity was. But once they knew what they wanted to respond, the kids could easily put it into the device, into the computer or onto their device and stuff. So here I had the responses from, here I sent Jay some responses and he responded from me. So I see I only have a few more minutes left. Any questions?
Most of the questions have been answered by other people in the
Okay.
in the chat. One, see, let me go back up here. I saved in the private messages. How many minutes can you recording be? I think the answer was 5 minutes. Was that correct?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And could you anything we have to worry about if we share with older kids?
I mean, like I said, I would just make sure that you have it set up in your in here when you manage the students, that you have new items require approval. Even if the students respond, and see how I have it says marked students can't see other work. If students could see other work, they would be able to see it and they can respond to other students. So just make sure you have new items require approval. That way you see everything that is being sent, and you have to have your approval before the other kids can see it. That makes sense.
All right. Well, if y'all have any more questions, we have like 2 minutes left, and I do want to post a super secret password so that you can get your certificate. And there it is. And I hope you did. I hope you did some of that. A lot of positive feedback. I love Seesaw. I've used it before and during summer school, and it was fantastic.
Yeah. I took a photography class over the summer and for adults, and the lady was using it for us to share our work. So it's awesome. It's so user friendly. That's what I love about it. It's just so user friendly.
And especially now, I mean, what we're going through right now, and if you got the little ones, having them respond, I love the M lesson that you were doing. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
A lot of great sessions. Thank you. Awesome. Loved it. Cute. So why isn't it on Clever? That's an Aldine person. Like I said,
I can't answer that one. I don't know if HISD has it on Clever. So I did see that the other day that it could be when I was, where was it here? When I looked up on their website in the help, how you can sign in kids, and I saw it Clever. Yep, sign in with Clever. So
yeah, I know you can't, because when we did it for summer camp, I think we did summer camp 2 years ago, we had it run through Clever. So it is possible to run through Clever. It's a single sign-on. But if you Aldine bases all of its decisions in most school districts on usage. So if you are using Clever and it shows up that you're using it, that we'll keep it going. Let's see. Thank you. Bottom banner. Yeah. So there's the password. We have out of time now. That was an awesome session. And make sure you go to sked.org, tcca2020.sked.com, and go to your next session. And I will see you in the next session.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
Thank you. The password's on the bottom, Esther. It says learn. Here, I said it. I'm not supposed to say it, but I said it. It's learn, and it's case sensitive. So when you get the email for your certificate, you'll put in learn. All right. I'll see y'all later.